and what that means. Now, the way I look at it when you're developing a player, there is what's called a long-term vision of the ultimate player that they want to become. So all of you here, you can dream about maybe playing at a great college, playing at Wimbledon, and whatever, and kind of picture how you would be playing. You have this vision, a beautiful vision of you playing unbelievably great tennis. That's a long-term vision. Then what happens is each one of you will have your own game style, the general area of the way you play. Some people will be, just an aggressive baseline player. Some people will be a serve and volleyer. Some will be what I call a counter-attacking player. That's somebody who defends well, and whenever they have a short ball, they attack and go forward. Some players used to be called pushers. They're just counter punchers, and all they do is get the ball back. So there's all kinds of game styles. I actually have 7 different styles of game. And then the next phase down, and follow this, is your core strategy. The core strategy is the main type of strategy that you're going to employ in almost every match. Let's take Serena Williams, for example. It didn't matter when she was in her prime, it didn't matter whether she was on clay, grass, or hard court. Did she serve big?
Yes.
Yeah. Did she try to rip the first ball? Yes. Did she try to rip returns? Absolutely. Now, she would adjust her tactics to the various situations. Maybe the player is left-handed, she might adjust where she stands. She might hit more balls to the backhand side. She might adjust because of the environment. It's windy, maybe she's gonna hit the ball a little farther away from the lines. But Serena Williams was going to be Serena Williams. And you would know it right away. That's her core strategy. What about Federer? What did Federer look like? Beautiful serve, big forehand, run around, attack, come forward, finish at the net, right? He would do that on any surface. What does Djokovic do? Beautiful serve, great ground strokes, moving the opponent around, phenomenal return of serve, making very few unforced errors. Once again, you knew right away, and you know when you watch him play, what his core strategy is. Now, some of you are so young that you may not know exactly what your core strategy is going to be yet. But to older players, you need to know that. What makes you special? What patterns of play, what style that you're playing is going to make you most effective? If you're, say, really tall and you have a big serve and you like to rip the ball, well, you're going to be what's called in game style a first strike specialist. Well, you need to employ that on almost every surface and against almost every player. Yes, you will adjust, you will adapt to different tactical situations, but you need to know who you are from not only your game style, but your core strategy and what patterns of play you're going to play more than anything else. And as you know that, you go out and you practice and you polish your weapons. You refine what you do, and you make sure you're very, very confident in your core strategy. Because what you're going to do when you go to a match is you're going to try to impose your strategy on your opponent. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're somebody that is got a big serve and a big forehand, where you're gonna go bang on that first serve, and you're gonna run around and try to hit a lot of forehands. And you're gonna try to impose that on your opponent. Your opponent might be saying, oh, I got a great return, and I'm gonna try to move you around, so you can't do that. That's the tactical component. But most matches will come down to who executes their core strategy better than their opponent, making tactical adjustments. So remember, if you don't know what your core strategy is, if you don't know the patterns of play or the shot selections that are going to make you special, if you don't know what shots you want to play during the most important times, let's say it's 4-all in the third and it's a break point. Well, on the tour, they have a saying, it goes, if you're gonna lose the point, lose it with your best shot. In other words, don't lose the big points playing your weakest shot. Try to play your best stuff. And if somebody can beat you when you're doing that, so be it. So remember, core strategy. A lot of people just say strategy. I like to use the term core strategy, because that core strategy doesn't change very much. And remember, when you go out to play, you want to always create a game plan, or what I like to call match strategy. Follow what I just said. A match strategy, because the word strategy ties in with core strategy. Because if you're putting together a good, quote, game plan or match strategy, you are using your core strategy most of the time. That's why it's really important to understand what your core strategy is and develop your game around that. All righty?